Hello guys, welcome back to Mornings with Granny. Hope you're doing okay. And yes, I did put a video up yesterday, but I realized it had personal information on it, so I had to take it back down. So I'm doing a Sunday ride today, so I thought I would bring you along. We're right at the North Carolina line. I have been doing Sunday rides for a long time. I just like to get out on Sunday afternoon for just a few minutes and ride. It's a beautiful day today. Nice white puffy clouds. So let me see if I can get this here where I can hold it. I've got a clip, but the clip is down low so you wouldn't be able to see anything. So let's see if I can do it this way. I know my grandmother loved Sunday rides. When she went to the nursing home, my dad would go get her and take her for a ride. And some of the other family did too. But it's nice to get out of the house, and I know she was glad to get out of the nursing home and go for a while, because she lived to be 97. She never learned how to drive. She tried a couple of times, but it just wasn't her thing. I couldn't imagine being without my license. Looks like they just put down something on this road. There's an old house up there, but I couldn't tell what the sign said. Some kind of historic marker. There's something peaceful about riding through the country. We got some more rain last night. Did you guys get any? I mean, it poured. It was thundering. Gizmo, he was hiding under the bed. But we needed it. Nice and shady through here. This is the area I was raised up in, so I'm familiar with these roads. I used to ride on them a lot. I took my aunt to the bookstore yesterday and we spent some time together, and I didn't buy anything, and I forgot that she did finally find her some books. She bought some Christian fiction books. Look at that corn. Can you see it in front of us? Let's see if I can get where you can see a little bit better. Isn't that beautiful? They just finished cutting the wheat down, and this corn is, let's see, it's got ears on it. Let me slow down a little bit, maybe you can see it a little bit better. There's no one behind me. But it's got ears on it. It's going to be ready to pull or pick, however you want to say it, before long. Then they'll plow that under. They've got soybeans planted right now too. We might pass a few soybeans fields. I know we did yesterday when I was doing that video. More fields over here. That sun's bright. Brings back good memories riding through here. When I was about 3 or 4, we lived out where this cornfield's at right now. And our driveway was about where this mailbox is at. That was our driveway. And I used to walk from, well, there it was, right there. And I used to walk from there down to the pond down here. My grandma would let me walk down here. And down here, past these silos, let's see if I can show you. There's a pond out there. And a friend of our family lived there, and he was a carpenter. So he would bring home little blocks for me, and I would walk down there. My grandma would let me walk down there and get them. And I would take them back home and play with them. My dad used to go frog gigging in that pond too. And my grandparents, let me see if I can get the mileage. They bought that place back there in the 40s, right at the end of World War II, I believe. And I'm gonna see how far it is just out of curiosity, because they went to church up here and they walked on Sunday mornings to church, dragging 7 children. They walked to church. They had church, and I thought they only had church once that day, but my dad said no. He said they walked to church, then they walked back home, had lunch, and then they walked back to church for first service again. Now that's dedication, folks. I'm thinking it's about 8 to 10 miles, but we'll see. It might not be that far. But I mean, can you imagine walking these roads in the 40s, dirt roads, with children? Let's see, the youngest one then would have probably been, I'm trying to think, 2 or 3 years old, so they would probably had to carry the youngest one most of the way. When my dad said they walked to church, I was thinking more of Little House on the Prairie type. Go to church, have a meal on the church grounds, and then go home. And he said no. There's soybeans out there, see? He said no, we walked to church, walked back home, had a meal, and then walked back to church. So I'm wondering how long it took them to walk. I'm sure these roads were different back then, and they probably were able to cut across people's fields instead of going straight down the road. It would have been a lot closer to go as the crow flies, so to speak. But let's see. That's not that far so far. We only had a couple of miles so far, but still a long way to walk with children. We're going to turn up here and go to the church. There's more soybean fields, see? Pretty. I was telling on the video that I deleted yesterday that when I was a child, we had these neighbors. They lived beside us, and there was 7 children and the parents. And on the other side of them was the grandmother of one, or the mother of one of the parents, so the grandmother to the children. And we used to go over to her house. Her name was Mrs. Wyndham. And we used to go over to her house, and she'd get aggravated at us and chase us off. And we would go lay in the field of soybeans where she couldn't see us. I mean, you're a kid, you didn't think anything about laying down in the field of soybeans behind the house. We played in those fields a lot. When they planted wheat in the fields, we would go back there and make bows and arrows and chase each other around the fields with them. Like I said, good old days where we entertained ourselves. Well, the church is right up here, so we're going to see how many miles it is by the road. Okay, we're almost there, so it looks like it's gonna be about 4 miles. So if they walk to and fro twice a day, let's see, that's 4, 8, 16 miles that they walked on Sunday to go to church and back twice. Yeah, 4 miles. No, sorry, 3 miles. So it'd be 3, 6, 9, 12 miles that they walked. It's a pretty little church, though. My grandmother was known for her chicken and dumplings. When they had dinners, they always wanted her to bring chicken and dumplings. This church was built, original church was built in 1880. All right, let's head back to South Carolina. When we were kids, we used to fly over these roads, and I know it was not safe, but being kids and driving, we thought we were doing something, hitting these hills going fast. It felt like your stomach was coming up. Alright guys, I'm gonna get off here and concentrate on my driving. I'm about 5 minutes from South Carolina, so I'm gonna concentrate, but I wanted to get back on here and talk to you guys and let you know why I took the other video down. Like I said, I had something personal on there I didn't realize till I watched it again. There's some more soybean fields. So I hope you guys had a good weekend, and don't forget to give this a thumbs up and subscribe, and have a great day. Bye-bye.